Hey guys, I wanted to come on here just for a few minutes. Um, this is a puppy, and puppies are fed differently because they're growing so exponentially quick that they need specific kind of calcium and phosphorus to go along with it. So I've been searching out frantically to get help. And I've asked in several of my dog groups, and I've had two ladies private message me and say, "Why are you asking about home cooking for a dog? I thought you were a canine nutritionalist." So they were nice. And I got back to them and I said, "Look, I have a certificate in basic canine nutrition. I'm not a canine nutritionalist. All right. So there's a big difference. And I've been very transparent with you. I get a lot of my information um, not only online and reading books, but I even subscribe to Cornell University's vet school, and they put out a brochure every month. I love doing research, okay? And I share that research with you, and I always tell you that you have to do your own research also. But I also want to tell you that you shouldn't trust anybody online, and I mean anybody. There's a vet that I found on YouTube a few years ago. I'm not going to mention names. Maybe you know who she is. And she's like me. She's very comfortable in her kitchen, and she talks in terms that you can understand. And she does videos. And a month ago, I was looking at one of her videos that she said you could download the recipe. But in the video, it said she used 1 pound of protein to a half a pound of liver. And I commented on her YouTube and I said, "Why are you using that much liver?" And her answer to me, I just got it now. Her answer to me was that she doesn't have a good way of sourcing a lot of organs, so she puts liver in. Well, I got right back to her now. Be curious to know if she'll get back to me. And I said, liver should only be at 5% of the recipe. There's two things wrong with liver, I told her. The first thing is it has a lot of vitamin A, and too much vitamin A can cause vitamin A toxicity in dogs. I think it was Hill Science Diet, one of those kibbles. A lot of dogs died because they had excessive vitamin A. I think one of Purina's dog foods last month had that same issue. But I also told her, and this is something new, maybe she doesn't know about it, but again, I follow the news. I got this in from Cornell University, and actually Dr. Laura Koger also talked about it, that there's something called copper storage disease. And more dogs are getting this. What is it? Well, there's copper, a lot of copper in liver. My God, if you're going to put a half a pound of liver into 1 pound of protein, that's a huge issue. Again, maybe this vet doesn't know about it yet. But I did a lot more deeper dive into it. And, think about it. You're putting liver in your dog food. The raw feeders are putting quite a bit of liver in. The freeze-dried dog food, the ones that I've looked at, liver is the second ingredient. And if you don't know about this copper storage disease, you're going out and you're buying liver treats, okay? And then the other day I called a really nice pet store because I wanted to get some lamb ear for her to chew on because it's nice and soft. And they said, "Yeah, we have it. It's covered in liver." And I was like, "What?" I'm so glad I called her. I would have never thought that the lamb ear would be covered in liver. I said, "Why are they doing that?" They said, "To make it more palatable." So anyway, I have always done 5% liver. And right now I'm not giving her any liver. I'm giving her heart. Heart has a lot of good vitamins and nutrients in it. But I'm going to wait on the liver because it's very rich. And, you know, she's a puppy. And she's a sleepy puppy. She just hit her head a little while ago. I hope she's okay playing. Well, she fell off the ramp. What more did I want to tell you? I don't know where I'm going with this. But I've always been this way. And I've been cooking for 13 years. And my dogs have never been sick. And I hope I can do this with this little girl. I am working with a canine nutritionist / vet right now. We have not had a consult yet. We're going to wait for 2 weeks. And she's helping me a little back and forth on email. And I knew, this is why I was very concerned and I was reaching out, that with puppies, the calcium and the phosphorus is everything. Because these are growing dogs and they're growing so quickly. So I questioned if I should be using Animal Essentials seaweed calcium. And the answer is no. Evidently, you need to use bone meal. So I went and I bought on Amazon the Now, which is third-party testing. Now is where I also get the D-mannose from. Anyway, and I just made a big recipe using the bone meal. And I'll hold off on the Animal Essentials. But my point here is that you can't trust everybody, okay? You shouldn't even trust me. You should pick and choose the information you want from me and pick and choose the information you want from others. And just because a vet says something, okay? And this was she uses a formula on a computer. Just because she uses that, I don't know how those formulas work, but yeah, maybe the liver covers all the requirements for vitamins for the puppy. But again, this copper storage disease is something, it's new, you know, and maybe that computer program doesn't speak of the copper storage disease. And this is why you need to be up on things. And you know, we're never going to be perfect, but we need, and canine nutrition, I've told you this, is ever evolving. Again, I go back to this copper storage disease. They did a test of 3 different brands of liver treats, and it had excessive copper in it. I mean, if people are going out and buying training treats of just liver, and you're going to be giving them out, you've done your daily requirement for the day, and then you're giving liver in your diet, or that you're home cooking, or if you're raw cooking, or if you're going, you know, with a kibble. So you got to be careful. Anyway, I just wanted to share all that with you. Are you okay? I am going to be continuing to do cooking videos, probably not for a few weeks, because it's a lot, you know, and I have a puppy here. But I love doing stories. I do stories all the time, and this is the best place to see me on Instagram. And if this video gets to YouTube, I don't do a lot on YouTube, so you need to follow me on Instagram at Cut the Kibble. All right, let's say goodbye. No name yet, no name, but we're getting close, very close. And he is getting his hair cut tomorrow. It's also going to rain. It's going to rain tonight. I don't know. He didn't like going out last night and hear the garbage can next door. So I think he's going to be terrified of the rain. Anyway, and you know, their hair gets a mess. That's the one bad thing about the Bijans in the rain. All right, take care.